Good morning. You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Morning.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Okay. Salam. So today we'll continue with the previous session. I think some of you are not there, but we have started creating a subform. So we'll take the same one. We'll redo that one, and we'll continue with some additional functions. So in this session, what I would say is, okay, in the Microsoft Access, we have tables, forms, queries, and reports. These are the main objects. And then we have macros also. That is not a major part. But if you know these 4 tables, forms, queries, and reports, that fulfills the main database requirements. So in this session, what do? We will focus on the forms. You know how to create form. Now we'll create subform, which is a new thing. Last session, we just spent some time on creating a subform. And then how do we link the form? And then you can create more than one subform. You can create 2 subforms as well. And then we'll see how during this process, we can see how we can use a search button and adding command buttons and how we can change the input mask. So we'll try to have the things which we have done earlier repeated. Okay. So let us go to the main database, the data which we are following. You can see the screen. Do you see the screen? Database screen. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Do you see the screen? The main screen?
Yeah. We are able to see.
Okay. Now I'll take back to Excel sheet. What is the intention? What is our intention? For example, last time we actually took a cable design as one of the tables, and we created a form. So we'll go back to the same. So we'll continue with the same thing. So for example, we created a form here, cable design menu. We click this, we find here cable design. So what do you see here? There is a design sheet number, cable code, cable description. So this is the main, and then we have defined here the process and then parameter and the unit of measurement and requirement. This is what we created. If you see here in the bottom, if I click this one, it is going to next form. So when you go next form, you see here B001 for this design sheet, there is no data. You can go and add the data here. This is what we have shown. So if you go back to first one, this you see the data is there. So this is the main form. This subform, it's called subform. Okay, we'll see how it's created, how they are linked basically. For example, say A001 is there, and then you have A001 here, and then you have B001, you have B001. So if you enter any data here, say installation process, if you say like this, so it automatically gives the number here. It is not, you are not typing this number, it is coming from here. Okay, so we'll go back to Excel. What we intend to do again, we'll do this again. So here you see here, for example, I have a design sheet, and the design sheet number is this one. This is some cable code and cable description. This is a common thing. Now, for example, I have made a revision 0, first revision, and I have given the process, wire drawing process, what are the parameters. This is typical design sheet. They write what are the parameters, and then what is the unit of measurement, and what is the requirement, for example, design parameter. And then they made a revision 1, they made a revision 2. So I want all this to be captured in the same design. But if you have, for example, only this parameter, only one, for example, if I don't have this one, let us say, then you can have a single form. You can have a single form, and then no need to have a subform. But if you want to have multiple things, let us say, I want to have the same parameter, but I have made a revision here, I have made a revision, and I want to enter several times the this data, let us say, okay? This, in these cases, the subform will be very useful. Now, how to create subform? Say, this main header and this one should be linked. If you see in the database, they are linked. Suppose I change to another record. Now it is changing to other one, right? Similarly, here also. So how do we link it? This is the key thing you have to understand how to link it. If there is no link, the top data will change separately and bottom data will separately. So to link, what we need to consider, this is as one table. The data has to be created in one table. This separate table and this is separate table. These two separate tables should be linked. How do we link it? To link, you need to have a common field. You know, understand field what means, right? So what do we do? For example, let us say you have a design sheet number. The same design sheet, we are linking this parameter for design sheet. So you will have the second table, design sheet number. So you have common field to link both the tables where the form will be linked. Okay. Again, if you want a revision number, so we can create subform and this revision number will be linked. So what we do is we'll create two tables again from scratch. We'll create two tables or three tables we'll create and then we'll link and see how it will be done. So the first table will have these fields, second table will have these fields, and third table will have these fields. So then one by one, we'll try to see how they will be linked. Okay, so this will discard. Say again, we'll create a table. So we have to create T tables because three tables will be linked. Each table will have its own data. Okay, so you have tables here. You have all the tables listed here. If you close this arrow, you can close this one. See, all is now hidden. Now, to create a table, you know, go to create table design. Okay, now we need to have a primary field. Now, if you want the design sheet number should not be repeated, then you choose the design sheet number as a parameter, which will be as a primary key. So how you select it? You put the icon here. Here you can see here on the screen. There is a primary key. You select this primary key. Okay, now click this one. So it will not allow you to enter duplicate number. So generally you don't want design number to be duplicate. You need to have one design, unique design. Okay. Next field we'll just copy and paste instead of typing. Say cable code I want. So I'll take cable code, Control C and Control V. So if you want cable code to be with a defined format, so you can go to input mask and you can choose the way you want. For example, I want 4 digits and then a hyphen and then 4 digits and a hyphen. So the way you want, you can input mask. You know, already we have seen this input mask, how we do it. And now you can test it. Okay, if it is according to you, you can put it. So we said if it is a 9, what it gives. If it is 0, what it gives. So we can go back and see that one as well. But for the time being now, we'll take the input mask like this. If it doesn't work, we'll see it come back. Okay. Then we come to next parameter. Say let us say cable description. So take the cable description and put a cable description here. Now you see by default, the text field size is 255 characters. It will take up to 250 characters. But if you want, suppose the design sheet will never be, code will not be 255 characters. Right? So what we can do, we can define the length of the text here itself. For example, here cable code, how much you give here? 4444. So 16 and 3 dashes. So 16 plus 3, 19. So I can make it 19 here, so that the system will not allow you more than 19 characters. Understand? So you can limit what a person has to enter from the design itself, design of table. Similarly, design sheet number. Say you don't want people to enter 250 characters. You say I need only 10 characters, let us say. So you make it 10 and you will not allow more than 10. Now again, if you want the characters input mask, suppose say you want design sheet first character say alphabet, second character say numbers. So then what you can do, say we said before if you say greater symbol, say yes, L, then it will give all the characters you entered into converts into capital. Say great. Then you say I want digits. So you say 999, for example. I want to 4 digits to be entered. Then it will take only the 5 characters, the first character with capital letter. It will convert. Okay. So these 3 is clear now so far. When you enter the data, you will have the data details. Say I want to add a here. I want to add the picture of cable cross section. How do you do that? The data type. You have data type. When you select it, you have so many options available. Those options are sufficient for us to actually define everything. So what we do? Drop down. You go to, there is attachment. You see here attachment. So if you click attachment, it will give an option to attach a file. So it could be a picture file, any file you can attach. Okay, so this is our first table. So what we said here, this is the first table which has the header data, the basic data. Then the details about the design, cable design, you will have another table. This is how we create a subform. So what we do here, you can close here, say save. It will ask you name of the table. So it is saying a table name. So you have to give save as table name. Okay, so what do we do? So generally the tables, so you can have some kind of a terminology, say table, TBL, and then give a name. So this is a design sheet. Because it is a top header, I will say header. I will say new because I have old one already created. So I'll give a name so that we can distinguish it from a previous one. Okay. Now you can go here, tables, and see this existing or not. So you have design sheet data. This is the one, design sheet header new. So if I double click, you see it is giving an option. Let us go and check some data. Okay. So see it is showing you underline. Now here also there is something, I think a cursor we can make it cursor to start from the beginning. It is going to the end. That also we'll look at it. Now, for example, A100. So this is the design sheet number. So I cannot go beyond this because I restricted the number of characters. The cable code, again, let us see what happens. So you see, it's giving dash in advance. So you go here, say I want to give 100, then 100, 100. So you are limiting the way you enter the data. So it comes in a fixed number of characters, fit to format. Now, cable description, it is your free option to write whatever you want. For example, say 4 core 1.5, say 1.5 square mm, say copper XLP, say PVC, SW4, SWA, PVC. For example, this is a simple description. Then we'll leave this one. When you go to the form, we'll create this one. So this is just to test the cable, what we have given, the table, what we have given, the fields are working or not. So we close here. From here, it will ask you, do you want to save? Yes. Okay. Now what do? We go to next table. So next table, what is it? We want to link this one with this one. Okay. There is one more parameter we'll add. I just okay, again open. There is one parameter we'll add. What is that? Revision. What is the revision number of revision number? Okay. Now let us say revision numbers. I want it to be numerical. I don't want to enter text. So say number. So it will accept only number. So we'll keep this one. Why? We want to have a revision also linked to another subform. We want to track the revisions. Okay. So I'm closing again because I changed the design now. You can change the design of the table anytime. Say yes, save. Okay. Now we'll come to create new design sheet, new table. So this is, we have already one header. So we'll go to create again, table design. Now here, for every table we said we need to have primary key. So because the design sheet here, it will repeat, we will select simply say serial number to define. And there is one function called auto number. which means it automatically creates a number. You don't need to enter the number. And this auto number will be primary key. Means it will not have a duplicate. It will take always, it gives a record number actually, basically. So we'll take that one as a number. Then we'll take the same, because this want to link these two. This one want to link these two. What is the purpose? For example, I delete entire data from the system, this one. Still, you have this data. Link it to the design sheet. So you can always get back the data using this reference. But if you do not have this this design sheet, and then you try to delete this one, what will happen? Then you lost the data reference. So you don't know for which design sheet this data is. So you have to create that link, common data. When you have two different tables, related data. If you want to link, you have to have that common field. So let us say this is a common field. This field is the one we'll keep as it is. Okay, now it has to match both. So what we said, that design sheet, I think we said 10 fields, I don't remember. Say it has to have the same format. What we done? So you can copy paste from there, or say input mask, we said greater symbol, we said L, okay, 999. We said 4 nines, I guess. So we'll keep the same format because both we're going to match them. And then I will have a revision number. No, I will not have a revision number here. So we'll take the process, what process you want to define. So for a design, they are going to enter the data, say process number, the process name, and parameter. This one field I will take. Okay. Also parameter, also I'll keep a text. Then go to unit of measurement. This also automatically goes into the short text. Then you go to here. What we will do? We want to say revision 0, what is the design? Revision, what is the design? Revision 2, what is it? So I will create for example, 3 revisions. I have 3 options, 3 revisions, for example. So I will say here revision 0, okay, revision 1, and revision 2, or revision 3, whatever the number of revisions you expect. For example, you want to have this one, you can have any number of revisions. So we'll keep it as it is. What will happen? We'll see it. Okay. So this one, let us say table again. So give a name for this table design data. Okay. Say this also say new. So if you open again, design, you can see here design data new, double click, you will get the parameters headers. Whatever we type, it comes, and you can enter the data here. Okay. So let us leave this one as it is. Then go back and create one more table. Why? We want to track the revisions when it is done. And if you want to have any remarks, why we have created the revision. Okay. So we'll create a third table. So this is one table, and this is second table. Okay. This is third table. How we link, how we form, we see it. So go to database again. Say create. Again, a design sheet view. Again, you need to have a tracking. Okay, so means primary key. I will again say serial number. I can say select again auto number, and then define this as a primary key. Just click this one, primary key. Now again, this table and this table to link, you need to have common field. So here you should have again a design sheet number as a common field. So what do you do here? Go back and same design sheet number, you put it here. Okay. Again here we said I think 10 text. Then input mask, let us match it. Capital letter first, and then you have 4 characters. Okay. So this gives the design sheet number. And then we want a revision number, say it's a character number, and then revision date. I want to record revision date. Say here, you go here, select D. Now in date, if you come to here, the format here, you see the format, you choose the format, because date has several options to select. You can give a date which is a American style, which is a European style. So if you go to drop down here, it is giving options, whatever you want, long date, medium date, short date, like this. So generally, medium date is best because it will have a month characters in between. Okay. If you want to have remarks, let us say. So remarks, see here, is this short text. If your remarks will be more than 250 characters, you have to go here and text long text. Long text, when you select, there is no limit for characters. This is the difference. Okay, is it clear so far, this table creation? So we'll save this table. It's a table. Okay, revision history. Okay, so we have 3 tables now done. Is it clear now so far, or you want me to anything to repeat?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let us see. Now I have so many tables, so how do I know what I created today? Okay, you come here. If you come here, there is a arrow here. Okay, drop down. So you have now you are creating. After some time, you will find maybe 100 tables. What do you do? You don't know which table to search. So what do you do? Come here. You see here, created date. You see the created date here, or modified date. Say I created today what tables? Created date. So it gives you today. It is giving you today you created these tables. So it is easy. This way you can identify what you create. You can work today, what we have done. Okay, now what do we want to do? We create tables. Now we go and create forms. So we have to create 3 forms. Okay, so we'll start with this revision history form. How we want to display? We want to display in the same way. For example, I have the revision sheet. I want this one to be displayed like this, and I want the data to be displayed like this. Okay, so what do we do? We double click, we'll open like this. Now go to, there is a create. In this creator, you will find here again the forms. So you have the form design, blank form, and we discussed this one, navigation, more forms. So we discussed some of them, not all. So what do we do here now? We take a simply form. Simply click form. It automatically makes you form. No effort required. Click the button, it gives a form. It gives a, it is in a, it's not design sheet view. It is, if you see here, there are 3 icons here. 3 icons here. One is, this one shows the design sheet view. This is the data entry mode. And this one would say what name says. We'll check what is the name it says. Say, it is saying layout view. It's saying layout view. Okay. Now, if you come here, form view. If you come to here, then you can enter the data straight away. You can enter the data here. Okay. Now it created a form. Now you go and click here in the corner. It will ask you, please give me the name of the form you want to create. So we'll go, click here, save. You want to save the changes to a FRM table revision history. Now it gives the form name. So generally, when you create a form, you can start with the FRM, but we want to use this as main form, right? So we say okay. No, let me just change this one. Okay, let me change this one because we want different one. Okay, we have this table. Now you come to the create and go to more forms, because we want in a datasheet way, we have to choose the datasheet format. Datasheet means it's like Excel sheet. You have rows and columns. That's what datasheet format. It says the create a form that shows multiple records on a data sheet with 1 record per row. So instead of going to the form, let's go to data sheet. So when you go data sheet, you see here, it created the same as if like it's a table. So this is what we want. Actually, this reason we'll see it, how it appears in the screen basically. Okay, just say close. So it will ask you table. Here, this will be like a subform. It's a form within the form, subform. So I would say SUBFRM. I will give the name SUBFRM. Okay, say okay. Now you see it is appearing here. Now I close this table here, but if you open this subform revision history, it will show exactly like a table, but it is a form. Okay, so we'll keep this form here aside. Then we go to the data where we have, if you double click, you see you have the table you created. Again, we go and create a form. How you create? You go again, more forms. This also we want data sheet view because we want each record to be displayed in a row. Okay, so we say design sheet view. Then it automatically creates you the form like a table. So close, say yes. And then here again, say SUBFRM. So it's a subform again for me. Okay, save okay. Now it creates a subform. So you can see here, subform design data new. So if you double click, what is it is showing you the empty form. Now we come to the third, the main form. So what we wanted here, wanted this one to be linked to this one and this one. So something like we want to see it like this. So go back. Now what is the main form? We said header new. Okay, double click this one. So it is showing you like a table form. Now what we want to do, create a form. Now he used the form here. Okay, so now it created a form. It is not a data sheet view. It will show you one record at a time. You see the difference is in the form, it will show you one record at a time. In data sheet view, it will show all the records at one time. This is the difference. Okay, now let us save this one. Close this one here. Save, yes. So here I want to say FRM. Okay, now we have three forms. So you have here FRM as subform. Is it clear so far? Can I proceed? Next.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, if you have any question, just stop me. I can repeat again. Huh? In case if you don't catch up anything, just stop me. I will explain. Okay. Now what we'll do, we have created three forms. Okay. We need to link them. So let us take the main form. So double click the main form. This is the form. So I will close this one using this arrow here to get a more space. So there is an arrow here. You can close your side menu. It's called navigation bar. Okay. Now we have two options to go to design mode. There is one here. You can go here. Other one here. So if you drop down here, view, it says design view. So you go to design view. What is the main purpose? We want to link all the forms here together. So here you see here, there is a footer. You see here, the detail. So you can expand the footer, means you can create a space here below the data. Okay, you can drag whatever the way you want it. You just go on dragging. You can write something below the form footer. Also, if you drag, it will give you space. This is how we can play with the sheet. Now let us say the cable. Now you see here, if I try to move anything, it will not move. All are linked. You can see there is a dotted line here. If I click here, all got highlighted, which means they are all layout is linked. You cannot separate them. So if I want to manipulate, I want to change the design, the form, then I have to remove the link. How do you remove it? right mouse click it. Okay. Then say there is a here called layout. So the layout, and then you say here tabular, stack, remove layout. If you say remove layout, now you click anywhere, it will select only the field you want. So now here, what I want to do, there is a cable cross section. So this cable cross section is like a cable diagram. So what I do, I want to show it differently. So I drag it here, and the rest things I move it here. I bring close it. So you can play whatever you want. So here, cable cross section, it's a bigger square, let us say, bigger square type. So I want to create like this. Because when you put a picture, I want to appear like this. Now, these fields, maybe it's very long, so I want to keep it small, I can make it like this. And also revision number, it's only small number, so why do I keep like this? So you can play with also the cross section, why I need here, so I want to move this one. So you can click this one and move, reduce the size and put the name here. See, you can play with the design the way you want. You can modify, you can add the colors. So you want different color, you can put it. Just like any other software. So suppose you want different colors. For example, you want this all left to be same color. So you just hold the left key and drag it, select it. Then you go here, home, and say you want to change the background. For example, you want to put say this color. And then you want to change the color of the font. Let us say you want to make it white. So you want to make differentiation, and you want to apply the same thing here, for example. Okay, now it is looking for you some sheet here. Okay, now this is what we do now. We have to add a subform. Now let us say you want to view it. So come back here. You don't need to exit. You come back. You see here there are 3 icons I said. So you choose one icon, which is the first one. It shows you the form when you enter how it comes. You see how it is how it comes when you actually run it. Okay, it's clear so far. Go to design view.
Yes.
Okay, now we'll add the form. Okay, the session, if it ends in 5 minutes, we'll rejoin. Okay, so in another 3 minutes, the session will end. Then we'll rejoin to complete the task. Okay, now what do we do? We go to, this is called controls. This is the one you have to, it has very good options for you. All the design comes from here. Controls. You pay attention to here, you will, entire controls in the forms or reports will be coming from here only. So each function has a purpose. Now you drop down. There is a drop down here, means expand the drop down. You will find here there is something subforms. You see here. Okay. When you click here, there is you put the mouse over, it will show you subform here. After the button, there is subform. Click that one and then bring it, put here anywhere. Let us say I'll put it here. Okay, because I will add revisions first. So when you click this one, it is asking you use the existing tables or queries and use existing forms. I want to use the forms. Okay, what is the form we created? You have a subform. You see subform data and subform revision history. So I want to take the revision history, subform revision history, say next. So it is asking you show. There are 2 options here. You can see here 2 options. Choose from the list, define my own. What is that? Define the fields you link to the main form to the subform. There is a main form and subform. So how do you link? It is saying you can choose from a list or define my own. Clear? So I would say, because it is automatically identifying there are 2 fields common. So it is saying I would like to link directly. It says show the table history for each record in table design sheet. It's saying. So I would say go to define my own. So you'll have a full control what you want to link. So it is saying left side, there is a form, report fields, subform report fields. So it is saying, what do you want to link in the form? What do you want to link in the subform? So if you go to here, drop down, it is showing all the forms here available. So what we want to link, design sheet number. And in the second form, also I want to use the design sheet number. Okay. Now, if I link these two, both the forms will have the same data linked. This is the main thing. So show table revision for history, each record of table design sheet header using using design sheet number. So this is the link. Is it clear? This is the main important thing to link it. Say now, what name would you like to give subform report? If you want to keep same thing, keep it. Otherwise, just you can change what you want. Okay. Now it is only saying, so I can remove it if you want to and say yes. So what is happening here? It is created one more subform here.